Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grimmy Stone who rule well unto the Akim around the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel of Mashiach Yahushua in sincerity and truth in these last days and times. Yeah, so more drama coming in Babylon, man. Alright, so these so-called mandates, man, to get people to accept the Jews, it's not really sitting well. It's this sheriff deputies in San Francisco over there in the state of California, and hey, they've already said they're gonna quit, so it's gonna happen. So that just gonna let you see more crime go to the roof. All right, and some officers are even gonna complain about being overworked and being overwhelmed with public disturbances, man. Okay, so it's going down. It's gonna get ugly in Babylon. So hey, just as the scriptures already prophesied, man, that all hell's gonna break loose. All right, even the second Ezra tells you that that these folks are not gonna go along with the requests of their so-called elected officials. All right, and hey, it's just one thing you have to remember that has to take place as we get closer and closer to the kingdom. All right, the kingdom of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. So I'm going to read a quick precept from the book of Psalms. Let's see. I'll go straight to the point in the book of Proverbs. All right, because a lot of people are gonna they're gonna feel the brunt when the response time for these officers to handle the requests, or you say the call for service. Yeah, it's gonna expand. All right, response time is gonna go up to the roof. All right, so it's gonna get ugly, man. All right, so the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 19 says, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. All right, so that's the vision right there, man. All right, so when you see all these false claims being put on the news as truths, and people don't want to go along with it, hey, that's a recipe for disaster. All right, that's what you call a separation, and that's how nations fall, because the people no longer have faith in their so-called elected officials, and the vulnerable people are going to bear the brunt of it. They're going to suffer daily. All right, so Proverbs chapter 25 verse 19 says, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. All right, so a lot of people are going to be on their own, man. All right, especially the elderly, the mentally disturbed, and all these young children that don't have any support. All right, so it's gonna be a dog eat dog situation, man, across the whole country. All right, so let me play this clip real quick, and I get some more precepts.
The union representing San Francisco's sheriff's deputies speaking out against the city's plan to require that all workers be vaccinated. As KTVU crime reporter Henry Lee explains, the union says some law enforcement officers.
Yeah, so you see on the screen behind him says plan to quit over mask mandate. How is that possible? But hey, folks who were wearing the mask before, they would want to get the jab, so say, you know what, we just stick with the mask. But now, folks got the jab, now they're going back to wearing the mask. Hey, that's a lot of confusion going on there, so it's going to cause a lot of people to revolt.
officers will quit because of the mandate.
This picture of a woman hanging out of a Cadillac while armed with an AK-74 was put on social media, along with this statement, quote, "Public safety of San Francisco has turned into the Wild West and will get worse when officers quit due to the vaccine mandate." That's what the San Francisco Deputy Sheriff's Union posted on Facebook in response to plans that require all city workers be vaccinated.
This mandate is so strict, we have employees that are going to quit.
Ken Lamba is president of the Sheriff's Union. He says some law enforcement officers are refusing to take the vaccine for medical, religious, or other reasons, and that forcing them to do so is unfair.
Yeah, well, that's the time we're living in, man. You know, the beast is thirsty, you know, to exercise his power. And he's not taking any prisoners, man. He just want to crush whatever is in his part. But here, the Lord has already created his servants, the prophets, to stand stiffly for the doctrine of truth. And anyone else that's caught in between, hey, that's on them, all right? So there's going to be a clash of mindsets between the righteous and between the evil, all right? So the book of Sirach chapter 12 verse 10 says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness." All right, and these are words of advice for the elect. All right, never to go along with the mandates of a corrupt and evil system that pretends that we are valuable to a system functioning excellently. Yeah, so always remember, man, we have no stake in Babylon. We have no stake in the government of the beast, even in the image of the beast. All right, so we shouldn't be sticking out our neck to try to prop up a system that does not value the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So verse 11 says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away." So it's always one false claim after another to get our people to go along with the jab doctrine, man. You know, and now they're pushing the doctrine of the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Yeah, so that's the desperation, man. And the prophets of the Lord, the elects of the Lord, of Yahweh Hashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kwakadash, are never gonna go along with the system. And brothers that are out on the highways and byways see some of these officers, man. They watch the videos too, so they understand what they're coming up against. So those are a lot of chosen to come out of that madness, come out of that idea of trying to protect law and order in Babylon. They will understand that it was just a mirage, an illusion. That it's time to put that aside and walk in faith towards the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai.
Like it to be the same as the state, the same as the surrounding counties, required to vaccinate or test.
The union says about 18% of its 850 sworn deputies aren't vaccinated. Under the city's mandate, deputies who are assigned to high-risk spots like SF General Hospital or the jails, including the one at the Hall of Justice, would have to be vaccinated by September 15th.
Yep. So that's about a month away. So always remember, the Most High is always looking for a small number. All right. So let me get this precept real quick. This is from the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 3. It says, "There be many created, but few shall be saved. All right. There be many created, but few shall be saved. So always remember that, man. The Lord is just looking for that small number. And that's all it takes, man. A small number. The Most High is not going to take the whole bulk of our nation out of captivity. The Most High has to sift our nation for those that are willing to hold on to His word. All right, that's why it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 3, there be many created, but few shall be saved. All right, and the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai mentioned that the man who chooses his parents, his children, his possessions over serving the Lord Yahweh Shemashah Bashima Kwakadash is not worthy to receive salvation. So remember, man, those words of Hamashiach Yahushua is ringing true in a lot of our people's ears at this moment in time, and they know that the hour of temptation is coming in, it's knocking on the door. All right.
Other deputies assigned as court bailiffs and SF City Hall would have to be vaccinated within 10 weeks of final FDA approval, which would probably be later in the fall.
We obviously encourage everyone to vaccinate and are consistent with.
Yep. So you see, he's towing the line. So that shows you that he's down with the agenda, So there's always going to be sheriffs and governors that will go along with it. And some will go along and pretend that they are against it. All right. So that's going to lead to a lot of confusion. So I'm going to read another precept. It's going to be from the book of 2 Peter's. 2 Peter's chapter 2, verse 9. Alright, it says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. So always remember that, man. Whatever brothers are going through, the Lord has already prepared a way for you. And that is Hamashiach Yahushai. All right, so that's all you need to focus on, the words of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, and you will never be disappointed.
The city's plans.
But San Francisco Sheriff Paul Miyamoto confirmed that deputies who refuse shots could be disciplined, up to and including termination.
They're welcome to express their opinion. I do want to make sure that we continue on the path we're on, which is to keep people educated as to what the processes are going to be for the city.
Yeah, so all those folks that are screaming Blue Lives Matter, where are they going to be? Are they going to show up, to back the blue, back the blue line? So it just shows you that Babylon's about to crumble, man. And these elites, man, they don't really need as sheriff deputies or police officers anymore, man. They are going to a phase where they're going to rely upon the military to exert their agenda, and it's going to turn ugly upon the streets of Babylon. All right.
At the San Francisco Police Department, about 17% of employees are not vaccinated. The city says vaccines are the best tools to keep everyone safe, and that about 70% of its workforce are fully vaccinated.
Yep. So if the jab is that good, so why is the reason why the companies developing it have to look for protection from the government that they cannot be sued or held liable? Yeah, so it just shows you the hypocrisy and the fraud that they're perpetrating, over the whole airwaves, man. So that was the point that I can always remember, man. The Most High is going to shake the trees of Babylon, man. And a lot of people are just going to fall flat on their ass, man. And they're going to be consumed. So Abaratazah, Yahweh Bashima Shah Bashima Kakadash will look out for his servants, the elect. And it's always important, man, to know that the Lord is watching over you, man, to keep you all the way until the end for salvation. Shalom.